Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata98. As you may remember, the 5 Pandavas decided to each spend 1 year with Draupadi so that they would not get in each other's way. One day a Brahmin came to Arjuna. His cows had been stolen by a thief. The Brahmin was frantic with the loss of his beloved cows. He asked Arjuna to recover them for him. It was not a hard thing to do, and Arjuna agreed at once. He rushed toward the place where their weapons were kept. He then suddenly remembered that it was the house of Yudhishthira. The time was inopportune, since Yudhishthira and Draupadi were there by themselves. Arjuna did not know what to do. He told the Brahmin that it was not possible for him to get his bow just then. He said, "Please do not be worried. I'll get your cows for you. You can be sure of it, but not immediately. I must wait for my brother to give me permission to get my bow and arrows." But the Brahmin wouldn't listen. Arjuna tried in vain to pacify him. Finally, Arjuna had to fall in with his wishes. He decided to go and get his weapons. He did so. He followed the thieves. They had not gone very far. Their tracks were still fresh. Arjuna followed them, rescued the cows effortlessly, and gave them back to the Brahmin. He went away blessing Arjuna and praising his valor. Arjuna went to his brother and asked him for permission to go on a pilgrimage to all the sacred rivers. Yudhishthira was distressed. He said, "Arjuna, I do not think it's necessary. It was an emergency. It is not as though you deliberately came and disturbed us. You had to enter. Please desist from this course of action. I do not blame you, and I'm not offended. You did no wrong." But Arjuna was adamant. He said, "My lord, it is not right to find excuses to prevent my going on a pilgrimage. We had imposed upon ourselves certain conditions. I must go according to that. Being a person who has always been righteous, you must not let your affection for me sway your judgment. Please grant me permission to go." With great unwillingness, Yudhishthira allowed Arjuna to go on this voluntary exile for a year. Arjuna had a pleasant journey. He reached the banks of the river Ganga. He went into the river to have a bath. When he was about to get out of the waters, he was captured by a very beautiful maiden. She took him to her palace under the water. Arjuna was astonished. He asked her the reason for her strange conduct, looking at him who stood looking at her with a smile in his eyes. She was overcome with shyness and said, "I'm the daughter of the king of Nagaloka. My name is Ulupi. I saw you when you were in the waters of the river. I have fallen in love with you. You must accept my love." Arjuna told her who he was and how he was on an exile for a year. He added, "Now that you know everything, you must let me go. I have to observe brahmacharya. You must see how impossible it is for me to please you, much as I would like to." He stood looking at her with a smile in his eyes. She said, "I see what you mean. You have not, however, understood the conditions of your exile. You do not understand the position at all. Your brahmacharya stands as far as Draupadi is concerned. It does not apply to any other woman whom you are pleased to take." She bent her head in shyness. Arjuna was pleased with her and her beauty. He spent a happy night with her. The next day he returned to the earth. He related his adventure to the rishis on the banks of the Ganga and resumed his journey. Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.